Have you ever wondered why the numbness in your feet never seems to get better no matter how many medications or massages you try? For many seniors, that tingling, burning, or completely numb sensation in the feet has become an uncomfortable daily reality. It's not just a nuisance, it's a warning sign, a sign that something deeper is wrong with your nerves, your circulation, or your overall health. What's worse? You may be unknowingly making it worse every single day by eating something you thought was healthy. Certain types of nuts. Yes, nuts. The snack we've been told are full of good fats and plant-based proteins. But not all nuts are good for aging nerves. In fact, some are extremely dangerous if you're suffering from neuropathy, poor circulation, or diabetes-related nerve damage. This article reveals the 6 worst nuts that may be contributing to your foot numbness, and the frightening consequences if you don't stop consuming them now. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Cashews, the hidden copper bomb. Cashews may look harmless, even luxurious, in their smooth, buttery shell. To many, they're a go-to snack for their creaminess and protein. But for seniors, especially those over 60 experiencing numbness in the feet or signs of peripheral neuropathy, cashews can quietly become a hidden threat. What most people don't know is that cashews contain high levels of copper, a mineral that, while essential in trace amounts, becomes toxic when it builds up in the body, particularly in older adults whose ability to metabolize and eliminate excess metals naturally declines with age. Copper overload isn't just a theoretical concern. In medical studies, excess copper has been directly linked to oxidative stress, a process that breaks down the protective layers around your nerves. Once these protective sheaths are compromised, nerves begin misfiring, leading to tingling, burning, or complete numbness, often starting in the feet. Even more alarming is that copper interferes with zinc absorption. Zinc is essential for nerve repair and immune protection, and when copper crowds it out, your nerves are left vulnerable, inflamed, and slow to heal. This imbalance worsens neuropathy symptoms, particularly in people with diabetes or prediabetes, both common in older adults. For those already struggling with circulation problems or nerve sensitivity, adding copper-rich cashews to your diet could be like throwing gasoline on a smoldering fire. You may think you're eating healthy, but in truth, you're feeding the very problem that's robbing you of your balance, your mobility, and your peace of mind. Even small regular portions of cashews can accumulate over time, especially when combined with copper from supplements, drinking water, or other foods. That buildup can quietly escalate into a cascade of nerve dysfunction. And once the damage sets in, it's often irreversible. So before you reach for that handful of cashews, ask yourself, is a moment of flavor worth months or years of chronic pain or numbness? But cashews aren't the only culprit hiding in plain sight. In fact, the next nut on this list is so deceptively common that millions of seniors eat it daily and have no idea it may be slowly inflaming their nerves from the inside out. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Peanuts, the inflammatory landmine. They're served at baseball games, found in almost every pantry, and praised for their affordability and protein. But peanuts may be silently sabotaging your nerve health. For seniors, especially those coping with numbness in the feet, nerve pain, or poor circulation, peanuts are not the harmless snack we've been led to believe. In truth, they may be acting as a chronic trigger, fueling the very discomfort you're trying to escape. One of the most dangerous aspects of peanuts is their high content of omega 6 fatty acids. Unlike omega 3s, which help reduce inflammation, omega 6s encourage it, especially when not balanced properly. Most modern diets already tilt too heavily toward omega 6s, and peanuts only make the problem worse. For someone dealing with peripheral neuropathy or diabetic nerve damage, this means increased swelling in nerve endings, slower healing, and a greater chance of pain and numbness in the feet. But the risks go deeper. Peanuts are among the most fungus-prone crops, frequently contaminated with aflatoxins, a toxic mold byproduct. Long-term exposure to aflatoxins has been linked to damage in liver and nerve tissues, two areas crucial for detoxifying your body and maintaining nerve integrity. Seniors with naturally weakened immune defenses and slower detox systems are particularly vulnerable. Even dry roasted or heart healthy labeled peanuts often come heavily salted, which quietly raises blood pressure and damages the small vessels in your feet and legs. Poor circulation means less oxygen reaching your nerves, and less oxygen means increased numbness, slower nerve signals, and a higher risk of falls and injuries. You may have eaten peanuts your whole life. They may remind you of better times. But now your body is changing. Your nervous system is more fragile, your circulation more delicate. What once felt harmless is now a silent saboteur, aggravating the very symptoms that make walking, resting, and simply living more difficult. So the next time you open that jar of peanuts, pause and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. And if you think that's unsettling, wait until you discover the next nut, one that's smooth, buttery, and often praised for its luxury, yet it may be quietly slowing your blood flow and starving your nerves from the inside out. 3. Macadamia nuts, the fat trap. They're rich, smooth, and often seen as a luxurious, guilt-free indulgence. Macadamia nuts carry the reputation of being heart healthy and full of good fats, making them a favorite among seniors trying to eat better. But what many don't realize is that macadamia nuts can quietly turn into a metabolic trap, especially for older adults already facing foot numbness, slow circulation, or early signs of nerve dysfunction. These nuts are incredibly high in monounsaturated fats. While this type of fat is generally beneficial in moderation, its heavy concentration can become a double-edged sword. For seniors, whose metabolism has naturally slowed with age, such fat-rich foods slow digestion, raise blood viscosity, and may impair circulation. When blood flow weakens, the feet are often the first to suffer. Cold toes, tingling, or that persistent walking on cotton feeling. Often they're signs your nerves are not receiving the oxygen or nutrients they need. Even more concerning is that macadamias can subtly destabilize blood sugar, particularly when eaten as a snack without balancing protein or fiber. Blood sugar spikes and crashes are not just exhausting, they are also directly linked to nerve inflammation and long-term damage. For seniors with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or diabetic neuropathy, this can mean sharper nerve pain, more frequent numbness, and slower healing in the legs and feet. Macadamias also pack a caloric punch. A small handful can contain more calories than an entire light meal. For older adults struggling to maintain a healthy weight or battling obesity-related complications, such hidden calories contribute to weight gain, joint stress, and further hinder circulation to extremities, turning a comforting snack into a quiet contributor to disability. They may taste like luxury, but the hidden cost of macadamias, the kind that builds slowly, silently, is one your nerves may be paying for every single day. And yet, even this isn't the most dangerous nut on the list. The next one is far more deceptive: Just one or two can push you beyond safe levels of a nerve-toxic mineral that your aging body may no longer know how to eliminate. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Brazil nuts, selenium overload. To the untrained eye, Brazil nuts seem harmless, even exotic. Large, creamy, and rich in flavor, they're often praised as a source of powerful antioxidants and essential minerals. But for seniors, especially those dealing with numbness in the feet or symptoms of nerve sensitivity, Brazil nuts may be far more dangerous than they appear. Hidden within their nutritional value lies a serious threat: selenium toxicity. Selenium is a trace mineral the body needs, but only in very small amounts. Brazil nuts are the richest natural source of selenium on Earth, with just a single nut containing more than the daily recommended amount. Eat 2 or 3 regularly, and you're exposing your body to chronic selenium overload, a condition that can lead to devastating consequences, especially in older adults whose metabolic systems have slowed with age. Too much selenium doesn't just upset your stomach or make you feel off. It has been directly linked to neurological symptoms, including numbness, burning sensations, nerve pain, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, irreversible nerve damage. The mineral builds up over time, often without noticeable signs, until one day your legs feel heavy, your feet lose sensitivity, and your balance begins to falter. Many seniors assume these are just signs of aging, but in truth, they may be signs of a body overloaded with something it can no longer process properly. Worse yet, the body has no efficient way to get rid of excess selenium. So if Brazil nuts are a regular snack, even just a few per week, that buildup can quietly grow day after day, month after month. It's a slow, silent process that few people notice until it's too late. By then, the nerves have been compromised and the damage can take years to repair, if it's reversible at all. If you've been reaching for Brazil nuts as a healthy treat, it's time to reconsider. The risk simply outweighs the benefit, especially when your nerves are already under stress. And just when you thought the dangers couldn't be more hidden, the next nut brings the trouble even closer. Not through minerals or fats, but through the gut, where a surprising link to nerve pain begins. 5. Pistachios, high in fructans, hidden gut nerve link. At first glance, pistachios seem like a smart choice. Small, green, easy to portion, and often recommended for heart health. For many seniors, they've become a daily go-to snack. But what few realize is that pistachios may be quietly stirring up problems far beyond the stomach. If you're dealing with tingling feet, nerve sensitivity, or unexplained numbness, the problem may not begin in your legs at all. It might start in your gut. Pistachios are rich in fructans, a type of fermentable carbohydrate. In younger, healthier bodies, these can often be digested without issue. But for seniors, especially those with slower digestion, irritable bowel symptoms, or autoimmune issues, fructans are poorly absorbed and often ferment in the intestines, producing gas, inflammation, and gut irritation. Over time, this chronic digestive stress doesn't just affect the stomach, it triggers a chain reaction that impacts your nervous system. This is where the gut-brain axis becomes critical. Modern research has shown that what happens in your gut directly influences your brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves, including those in your feet. An inflamed gut sends out distress signals, triggering systemic inflammation that affects how nerves function and repair themselves. In some cases, this gut origin inflammation has been tied to autoimmune flare-ups that specifically attack nerve fibers worsening neuropathy and slowing down nerve regeneration. For seniors with compromised digestion or underlying nerve issues, pistachios may be acting like a hidden saboteur, sparking low-grade inflammation day after day, while the feet grow more numb, more cold, and less responsive. What seems like a healthy snack may, in fact, be quietly eroding the fragile connection between your gut and your nerves. If your stomach often feels off, or you've noticed bloating, fatigue, and numbness getting worse at the same time, it may not be coincidence. It could be the pistachios. And if you think gut-triggered nerve damage is surprising, wait until you learn about the last nut on this list, one that's often celebrated as a health food, yet hides a natural compound that may be quietly crystallizing inside your nerves. 6. Almonds, over-roasted or salted. The oxalate enemy. Almonds have long been viewed as the gold standard of healthy snacking, rich in vitamin E, fiber, and plant-based protein. For older adults trying to eat clean and support heart health, they seem like a perfect fit. But what many seniors don't realize is that not all almonds are created equal, and the way they're prepared can make them far more harmful than helpful, especially for those struggling with numbness, tingling, or burning sensations in their feet. One hidden danger lies in oxalates, natural compounds found in high amounts in almonds. When consumed in excess, oxalates can bind to calcium in the bloodstream and form tiny, sharp crystals. These crystals don't just affect the kidneys, they can lodge in tissues throughout the body, including the delicate nerve endings in the feet. Over time, this microscopic buildup may lead to pain, inflammation, and the dulling of nerve signals, all of which contribute to that familiar, frightening sense of numbness. Even more concerning is how almonds are commonly processed. Most store-bought almonds, especially the roasted or flavored varieties, are exposed to high heat, which degrades their healthy fats and produces acrylamides, chemical compounds linked to neurodegeneration in long-term studies. Add to that the heavy salting many of these nuts undergo, and you're looking at a trifecta of nerve stress, crystal formation, toxic residue, and increased blood pressure, all working against the fragile balance seniors need to protect their circulation and nerve function. You may think that a handful here or there can't hurt, but with aging kidneys, slower detoxification, and already vulnerable nerves, even moderate consumption can tip the scales. What began as a daily habit for your heart may unknowingly be dulling your sensation, weakening your steps, and disconnecting you from the ground beneath your feet. If you've been snacking on roasted or salted almonds without a second thought, it may be time to reconsider and reach instead for alternatives that truly nurture nerve health. Now that you know which nuts can silently sabotage your body, let's take a healing turn and explore the few powerful seeds and nuts that may actually help restore nerve function and bring life back to your feet. What should you eat instead? After learning how certain nuts can quietly damage your nerves and worsen foot numbness, it's natural to feel uncertain, even a little betrayed. You were trying to make healthy choices. You trusted these foods. But the truth is, the journey to better health in our later years is not just about doing what once worked. It's about adapting to what our bodies need now and listening more closely than ever to the signals they send us. Thankfully, not all nuts and seeds are harmful. In fact, a few select options can do just the opposite: calm inflammation, support nerve repair, and gently restore circulation in ways your aging body can truly appreciate. The key lies in choosing foods that nourish without overloading, that work with your body rather than against it. Walnuts, for instance, are rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. These healthy fats not only support brain health, but they also help soothe nerve irritation and improve blood flow to the extremities. For seniors with tingling or numbness, this increased circulation can feel like life returning to your limbs. Flax seeds and chia seeds are two other heroes in disguise. Unlike the inflammatory omega 6 overload found in peanuts, these tiny seeds are packed with alpha linolenic acid, another form of omega 3, and soluble fiber, which balances blood sugar, a crucial factor in diabetic nerve damage. Just a spoonful a day can ease inflammation and stabilize the environment your nerves rely on to thrive. Raw sunflower seeds, unsalted, offer vitamin E, a vital antioxidant that helps repair damaged nerve linings and protects against further deterioration. They're gentle, nourishing, and ideal for seniors who want to snack with confidence. You don't have to give up on snacks, you just need to choose them with intention. Your nerves have been through a lot. Now it's time to feed them the kindness they deserve. And if you're ready to take that healing journey even further, there's more to explore. Powerful lifestyle changes, gentle exercises, and daily habits that may help restore feeling to your feet and control back to your life. Shall we take that next step together? Final thoughts from a life of experience. Growing older has taught me many things, but perhaps the most important lesson is this: the small things matter more than we think. A few extra minutes of rest, a kind word, a walk in the fresh air, and yes, even the snacks we choose. At first glance, it might seem insignificant to worry about which type of nut we eat, but as someone who has watched dear friends lose their ability to walk, who has seen loved ones suffer silently with burning feet and numb toes, I can tell you, nothing about your health is small. What you put into your body either helps you heal or slows you down. For seniors, especially those dealing with nerve problems, circulation issues, or diabetes, the foods we eat don't just fill our stomachs, they shape the very quality of our days. When your feet go numb, when your balance starts to falter, when you can no longer trust your steps, that's not aging. That's a warning sign, and sometimes it's caused by something as simple as what you're reaching for in the kitchen. I've lived long enough to know that change doesn't come easy. Habits become comfortable. Foods become emotional. They remind us of moments, our childhood, our loved ones, our daily routines. Letting go of something familiar like a favorite snack can feel like losing a part of ourselves, but it's not really loss. It's a transition towards something better. Choosing healing over habit is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. And it's not too late. Not at 60, not at 70, not even at 90. I've seen bodies grow stronger, nerves regenerate, and people regain feelings in their feet, not because of miracles, but because they listened, they learned, and they chose differently. So look at what you've learned here, not as a restriction, but as an opportunity. You now know which nuts to avoid, and more importantly, why. That knowledge is power. It's control. It's the first step toward better days, steadier feet, and a clearer mind. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with one choice, one swap, one commitment to treat your body with the respect it has always deserved. Because at this stage in life, every step matters. And when you protect your nerves, you protect your independence, your dignity, and your joy. I say this not just as advice, I say it from the heart, as someone who has walked this path. Your health is your story, and you still have many more chapters to write. Let this be a new beginning. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.